Welcome back, everyone. Today is Thursday, January 12th, 2023, and we have another series from our birthday series. Get my calendar laid out here, because there's not really any particular way I want to do these, but I'll probably do them the way that I have them written down. So our first birthday, born back in 1928, but sadly he did pass away a number of years ago. Former Indy 500 racer Lloyd Ruby. So we have the English and the French versions. Lloyd doesn't have that many cards out there, and these were the only two that I could find. He is in that red bordered IndyCar set that came out in the early 90s. He's got one card in it, but I don't have one, strangely enough. But I did have one each of the French and the English language. Up next, born on this date, actually two drivers born on this date in 1933, so both drivers turned 90 today. And I don't know, we'll just do this alphabetically. The first one will be Walter Ballard. And of course, you remember these cards from the Heroes of Racing set. So, Walter Ballard. I believe Walter's still alive. I know our next driver is, that also was born in 1933. There you see it, January 12th, 1933. So our second driver born on this date, or our third driver born on this date, second in 1933, Henley Gray. Henley Gray. Henley was a longtime independent driver. His son Steve, I know, is somewhat active on social media, recently worked with some Xfinity teams back in the late 2010s or mid-2010s. But there's some information about Henley. Henley did get injured in Michigan in the late 70s, 1977. There you see his stats. Had career-ending injuries. And then after that, his cars basically became rental rides, if you will, where he would rent out to different drivers. Buddy Baker drove his car a few times in 1981 or 82. I know Benny Parsons may have driven it too, but a couple big-name drivers drove it a few times in the early 80s when they had got released from their rides. And our final driver, born in 1988, big spread there, 55 years, Brian Scott. Of course, Brian is retired from racing, and I believe his family, of course, Brian from Idaho, we got some random cards here. Brian's family is involved with the Albertsons company to some degree, I believe. So I know that's where, I know Shore Lodge was always on his cars, as was Albertsons, and a couple other sponsors. So I think his family had some ties in some of these other companies. And he did run for a lot of good teams. Here he is in a JGR car. He also drove for Richard Childress. Ran a year in Cup for Petty, Richard Petty Motorsports, but never really had a lot of success. He had a second place at Talladega in the Cup Series during his rookie year, and that's literally all he had to write home about. I believe he had a second place at Indianapolis one year in the Xfinity Series. Had several top fives, but just never found the opportunity. He did have some wins in the Truck Series, but Xfinity was just, it didn't work out. Because I want to say he drove that truck that Sprague and Bliss, that number 16 truck that was always so strong. I think he did get a couple wins in that truck, but I'd have to go back and look. But anyway, a little bit of a short video. We don't have a lot of cards to document because, well, the first three guys have hardly any cards at all, and then I don't have many in Brian's run. But anyway, happy birthday to all these guys. Hope you enjoyed the video today. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will be back again tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it, and we will see you tomorrow.